Good morning. It's Melanie, Waugh, psychologist from Mindspring Psychology Centre. I hope you've had a really lovely weekend and you're all rested and refreshed for the new week. I wanted to talk today about comparing yourself to others. It's an issue that comes up a lot in my work with clients where they tend to be thinking about what other people are doing, what other people are experiencing, what other people are achieving, and it kind of becomes this thing that often makes them feel very discouraged or can be very invalidating of their own emotional experiences. Often people will say things like, oh, but you know what that person is going through is so much worse. Or, you know, how can I have a go at that when I see them doing X, Y, and Z and they're doing it so much better than I ever could. So it can become this real block for kind of getting outside of our comfort zone. It can become a thing where when we compare our situation to other people, it kind of denies the reality of what we're experiencing. That actually, if you're having a tough time, you're having a tough time, regardless of what other people are experiencing. And I think it's kind of unfair to be comparing yourself to other people in a way that is unhelpful or makes you feel distressed or discouraged. And the reason for that is, I guess, that our perception of what other people are experiencing or what they're going through is very different to what we know about what we're going through. So one way to think about that comparison that we make between ourselves and other people is that it's a little bit like movies or going to the movies and seeing a fully prepared and edited movie. So other people's lives we tend to see as that, you know, blockbuster, you know, eating popcorn type of version of a movie. What we see of their lives tends to be what they're okay with putting out there. Even when we know people very well, we don't sort of get to experience the whole of their inner experience, the whole of what they feel. And, you know, particularly if we're talking about what people put out there on social media and things like that, it's often quite an edited version. It's like the highlight role, you know. It often looks quite good, maybe doesn't match up with reality. And so we're sort of comparing ourselves in those cases to something which might not actually be an accurate reflection of what's happening for that person. On the other hand, our own movies, we get to see the mess, the full catastrophe. We get to see the outtakes. We get to see the script with all the lines crossed out, you know, all the editing. We see the you know, clips that we take, the scripts that we read, and hear all the errors that we make and where things go wrong. We see, you know, all the bits that get edited out and chucked on the floor from other people's movies. With our own, we kind of know all of that. We're experiencing all of that. So it tends to be this unfair comparison quite often where what we think other people's lives are like is really different to our own because we just don't see what's happening for them. And I sort of think we wander around quite often, you know, maybe kind of thinking, gosh, you know, everyone else has got it together. And thinking that they're all feeling really confident and, you know, not scared of getting outside of their comfort zone and trying new things, when in reality, what I often hear from, you know, my colleagues, my friends, my family and my clients is that we all have that self-doubt. We all have those things that don't go right. We're all kind of having those experiences of suffering or feeling that we're not good enough. We just don't always put them out there. So I guess one way of coping with that comparison and how that can be a really negative thing for us is just to be aware of it, to notice when you're doing it, and to not kind of let yourself get too carried away with it. To remember that, yeah, what we see of other people is often not accurate, not realistic, and so maybe we're making unfair comparisons between ourselves and other people. In terms of trying to make it something that maybe is not as unhelpful, because I think we do all tend to compare, it's sort of a natural thing that we seem to do, but perhaps a way to make it into something that's actually helpful rather than something that's upsetting or is unhelpful is to think about, well, what can I learn from that? So if I notice someone's handling something differently, if I notice someone is stepping outside of their comfort zone and trying something new, if I notice that someone is maybe doing something how I wish I could do it, well, how are they doing that? What can I learn from that? Being curious about it instead of being judgmental. You know, what are the lessons I can take from that? How do I make that something that becomes encouraging or inspiring? So that's it from me today. Just a quick little video on comparisons because it's something that comes up a lot with my clients. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. And yeah, I'm just signing off here from Mindspring Psychology Centre, where our mission is to support growth and change across the lifespan. And wherever you are in your life, remember we're here to help you with growth and change.